friends, and welcome to today's video. I'm off to an early start, but not as early as the morning we kicked off our latest Taste of Alaska adventure. That day started at what I call, and you might too, Oh Dark 100. Yep, 4:30 a.m. We said goodbye to our pups, we locked the front door, and we started on what turned out to be our most memorable journey yet. I thought that we'd have the 405 freeway to ourselves at that hour, us in LA, right? Oh no, it was already buzzing with commuters. LA never sleeps, right? Even that early. It was clear that we weren't the only ones chasing an early dream. But I have to be honest, I was nervous. Just days before our departure, it was pretty clear that I wasn't walking well. And I thought about canceling, seriously. And that's when I'll pause and I'll say, always get the travel insurance. But even more than that, I'm grateful I didn't cancel because this trip just reminded me how supported we can feel when we accept help. At LAX, the Alaska Airlines dream, did I say dream? Well, they were a dream team. At LAX, the Alaska Airlines team, there we go, and probably some of the terminal staff too. They had my back every step of the way. From the check-in to the boarding, they were right there making sure that I had assistance. And yes, even TSA, which I was totally dreading. TSA went smoothly. I felt cared for. I didn't feel rushed or pitied, just supported, right? And here's where it gets really interesting. I've been through Vancouver Airport so many times on my way to Calgary, where I live part-time, or for conferences, for just a variety of other reasons, but I'd never sailed out of Vancouver. I didn't even know where the port was, which was actually a really good reason I was determined to go. I really wanted to get familiar with this. So Dave and I hop in a ride to the hotel, and we're going along, and we're going along, and we're going along, and we look at each other with that, where are we look on our faces. And the scenery was totally unfamiliar. Like we were tourists in a city we thought we knew. It was a little disoriented, but in a good way. At the second we arrived at the Atrium Hotel, all that disorientation faded. The team was there. They were just lovely. We were greeted warmly. We got recommendations for food. They had a prepared list where we met Shivani at the front desk. And yes, it's that Shivani. She's a bit of a celebrity. You can even spot her on their website. She was warm, professional, genuinely helpful. I wish I got the names of the other people there because she helped us and them, made us feel taken care of from the moment we walked in, or I made my way in. The next morning, the excitement's really kicking in. Our hotel provided breakfast, wasn't just those carbs and coffee, kind of stale bagels in the toaster, that kind of stuff. This was a real breakfast. There was protein, there were fresh options. There was a kind of meal that says you're about to have a great day. And we did. We're also blessed with free shuttle service to the port. We had no idea what to expect. And then, wow, the Port of Vancouver was incredible. We literally pulled up underground right to the Princess area that they were using at the terminal. And if you're from LA, you're probably thinking like me, underground, that's not an earthquake city, but it was fabulous. It was right to the very beginning of the cruise check-in process. I was again given a wheelchair assistance, and once again, I felt so surprised and supported, not just accommodated, but really welcome. The Princess teams were working in beautiful tandem with the port staff. Before we even finished rolling through the process, we already had our medallions in hand. It disappeared, came right back. It handed it to the port people, and it was just efficient, human, kind, and honestly, really impressive. And I've been sailing now for about 30 years on cruise ships. This was great. And this brings us to the moment I'd been waiting for, and that was stepping aboard the Discovery Princess. If you've been on it, you can understand why this is my favorite ship. And I can't wait to tell you all about that next. including a few magical moments and a life lesson I didn't see coming. Also, a little bit of info about the future of the Discovery Princess. If you've enjoyed this behind the scenes peek into the start of our adventure, feel free to like the video or drop a comment. I'd love to hear if you've ever traveled with a little uncertainty and discovered unexpected kindness along the way. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow the rest of our Taste of Alaska series. No sales pitch, just stories. I've got a lot to share, and I'd love to have you along for the ride.